Oh, also in combination with her smoke screen. So like, imagine her using this dash. This is why I kind of like her kit. I was thinking, if this smoke screen, you can't walk through it, and it's used to like block off things. Imagine if she had gone the other way in this combat, right? She kills this person, and then she dashes around the other side. She can't be pushed from the back. So like, this blocks off that doorway, hypothetically. She kills this person, and then she pushes around there with the 4 seconds. I think that would be like really interesting. I like the combination of abilities in there. This is a very aggressive character because of this. This is your entry fragger in Counter-Strike terms. Like, this is the person that you want on the offensive. You're probably thinking, King, what could you possibly still talk about with Project A? You've broken down this 3-minute trailer like so many times. Today, I wanted to start doing character breakdowns, right? And the character that I wanted to break down primarily today is it's just gonna be the Knife Lady in the trailer. People call her Knife Lady all the time on the internet. I don't know if she has a name. Like, I don't know if people are referring to her as anything. I decided I'm gonna refer to her as Juno. I don't know if anybody knows anything about like Roman mythology, right? But I looked up Roman gods because I thought it would be a fun way to start. And when I looked up Roman gods, it said Juno is the goddess of the sky, queen of the gods, and Jupiter's wife. And that seemed kind of fitting for this character. She does cloud things, right? She looks like she has clouds. She's not necessarily like a leader of the gods, which I think is what Juno is primarily in Roman mythology. But that's what we're gonna go with because I said so. So her name is Juno now. We're calling her Juno. Also, Juno's sacred animal is a peacock, which I think is interesting because it looks like her daggers honestly kind of look like feathers to me in this trailer, and you can actually see that right here when she pulls this out. Look at these. So they kind of look like feathers, and then also like when they fan out, it kind of feels like a peacock, you know. So we're calling her Juno. Like you throw out the feathers and stuff like that. That's what peacocks do. So this is Juno right here. Now that we got that established, okay. It looks like from this trailer anyway, especially from this like 3-second clip right here, what you can determine basically is that characters in this game are gonna have 3 abilities, right? So there's the 1 ability, here's the 2 abilities, and then this is gonna be 3 abilities. They might have more. It's entirely possible, and like something I'll talk about too is that that last ability there could have been 2 abilities, but for the most part, I'm gonna say that they probably have 3. 3 sounds like a pretty decent number. I think if you had any more than 3 abilities for a character in this game, it would get kind of hectic. You'd have characters like doing all sorts of different stuff, and that seems like a lot. So we're gonna start with the first ability that she uses, which is this guy right here. I'm gonna slow it down for us too. She throws out this little ball here, and it looks like it just blocks away. And this is very similar, actually, to another character that they show. This girl right here. She actually throws out a little ball right here, and it looks very similar, right? So that got me thinking, like, they've got to be different in some sort of way, right? They're not just both going to have the same smoke screen. Like, that would be kind of boring, especially for them to showcase that in a trailer. So, what I was thinking with the Knife Lady, or Juno, I think that her ability, you probably can't walk through it. Because we already know that you can walk through this one, because somebody does it, right? Somebody walks through it, right through this wall. And if you can walk through this, girls, I'm not sure if you take damage when you walk through it, but if you can walk through this, girls, then you probably can't walk through the other girls. And the reason I say that is because these ones last longer than Juno's. So when she throws hers, this lasts for a total of 4 seconds. So you can see it landed at 104, it goes away at 108. And that would make sense because if it's only around for 4 seconds, if you can't walk through it, it feels like it would serve as more of like just a like to block off a doorway real quickly while she pushes in like this. Another thing that you could take note with this first ability is, and I noticed this too briefly. Another thing that kind of aids the fact that you can't walk through it. If you watch this guy right here, I'm gonna move my head. If you watch this guy in the corner, he kind of slides when he gets hit by that. He fires the first shot, and then he also has a hatchet in his hand. That's something to take note. But he kind of slides away right there. Like why doesn't he return fire? It could be because he's a bot, or it could also just be because like it pushed him out of the way. So that's not confirmed, but it's also possible. Oh, also I wanted to talk about cooldowns too. So something like this, I feel like if there are cooldowns in this game, we actually don't know. We've never seen a clip where somebody used the same ability twice in it. So if there are cooldowns in this game, I would imagine something like this would probably have like a 30-second cooldown. If you're going to use this ability twice, you're probably going to want to use it on a when you're first taking the site, and then on a site retake, so to prevent a retake. So anything more than twice feels like it would get a little bit annoying. The thing I compared it to basically is imagine playing Counter-Strike and you're trying to push a site or you're trying to retake it and they keep throwing Molotovs at you. Like if it's on a 20-second cooldown, it lasts for 4 seconds. So that means like there's a 16-second window for you to push. Otherwise, you're gonna get another molly in your face. Like I don't know. It seems like it would be a little aggressive if that had a short cooldown or if it was usable like a decent amount of times within a round. So that would make the assumption that it's like it would probably have a longer cooldown if it were in the game. Second ability I'm gonna talk about here is this guy right here, this dashy boy. She uses this right after she kills this girl. She dashes to the left there. It's a pretty strong strafe ability, and this ability is present for like a lot of characters in different games. So this is pretty much the same thing as like Tracer. She'll just dash to the left there. I'm assuming you could probably use this sideways. You could probably use it forward. You could probably use it backwards. I don't know why they would limit you on that. So I think it's just safe to say that this is just a dash ability. Something like this generally has around a 10-second cooldown in games. When you look at Tracer, you look at I don't know, other characters with dashes. I don't know what to compare it to. Like in MOBAs and stuff like that, generally around 10 seconds is a pretty standard for a dash like that. If it's going to have a cooldown, once again. I'm assuming something like that would be usable multiple times within a round, though. And the reason that I think that is it seems like whenever you fight this character, it feels like that dash should be part of the fight, if you know what I'm saying. It feels like that character using her dash is a very like fundamental ability in her combat. So it feels like this would be a thing that you could use multiple times. And that's kind of why I think there's probably going to be cooldowns for abilities in this game. As opposed to like just being compared to like utility items at Counter-Strike, where you can only throw a molly like one time or something like that. I think literally just that dash ability, though, is going to make this character very appealing to anybody who's playing the game. Just mobility for any character in any game is always like incredibly valued. So you look at characters in like League of Legends, you look at World of Warcraft characters, or you look like characters in Apex. Being able to be mobile is something that's incredibly useful. And even if this was her only ability, I could still see this character being played a lot, right? So that's kind of what I was thinking with that ability. Oh, also in combination with her smoke screen. So like imagine her using this dash. This is why I kind of like her kit. I was thinking, if this smoke screen, you can't walk through it, and it's used to, like, block off things. Imagine if she had gone the other way in this combat, right? She kills this person, and then she dashes around the other side. She can't be pushed from the back. So, like, this blocks off that doorway, hypothetically. She kills this person, and then she pushes around there with the 4 seconds. I think that would be, like, really interesting. I like the combination of abilities in there. This is a very aggressive character because of this. This is your entry fragger in Counter-Strike terms. Like, this is the person that you want on the offensive. Her last ability, you see it right here. She jumps into the air and she uses her daggers. Now, this could be 2 abilities, is what I mentioned earlier. I don't think it is. And the reason I don't think it is because in the final clip, she does the exact same thing. So you'll notice right here, before she jumps, she pulls out the daggers, which seems like it almost triggers like the ability to jump higher, right? Daggers, and then she leaps into the air. Where it's like over at the end, she does this again. She snipes this person first here. Oh, notice she also dashes out of the way there. So like this character is going to be very strong for entry fragging. And then right here, she uses her daggers and she leaps into the air. So it's like, this is why I think that this is probably just one ability that enables you to do this. It seems like an ultimate ability. This feels like something that you would only use once in the round. My only problem with this is that, first of all, do these daggers do anything special? Well, they kill the target in one hit, right? But, so do bullets. When you shoot somebody in this game, it still kills them. So it's like, okay, well, what is the dagger gonna do that bullets aren't gonna do? I guess maybe it'll one-shot them with like a chest shot too. But my problem is like my accuracy would absolutely 150% drop if I pulled out a ton of daggers and I tried to snipe somebody. With all these animations going on the screen, there's no way I'm gonna hit more shots with these daggers than I would with bullets. So that makes me think like, okay, what is gonna be the benefit of this ability then? There's got to be a benefit, right? There's no reason that like she would pull out daggers if they weren't stronger than actual bullets. Well, the benefit could be that she's in the air. I don't think that's a benefit personally. It might be better to get to higher positions like they showed in the previous clip. The character doing something like this against an actual good player though, this seems like a dumb idea. She jumps into the air, exposing herself entirely. She has nowhere to go for cover, and they can just shoot her, and then she'll die. Like, they shoot her in one hit, she dies. It's not Overwatch. She's not like Pharaoh, where she can take like a couple bullets. No, she dies if you shoot her. So I was thinking, okay, maybe the height is the advantage, but it's also like not always an advantage. And the other thing I was thinking is maybe these daggers have some sort of aim assist, which is entirely possible. If there is aim assist, I would hope it's not a ton, but it would need to be at least enough to make it useful. So it'll be interesting to see what other characters' abilities are like compared to this. I think it's weird to have damage abilities in a game where you always die in one hit anyway. If you shoot them in the chest, they don't always die, obviously, but you get what I'm saying. You shoot them in the head, they die. So it's very interesting to me that this ability is supposedly going to increase your damage. Maybe they felt like her being able to get to higher places was too strong, though, so that's why they actually made it with daggers. But anyway, those are her 3 abilities there. She might have a passive, too. We actually don't know. We don't know if characters have passives. Like, it would be, like, difficult to tell. It's entirely possible. I like how right here they refer to fuel, so I'm not sure exactly what that's entirely referring to, but that's something that only time will tell. I'm sure that Riot's thought out that character's ability, like ultimate ability a lot, so I'm interested to see what they have to say about it, or like how this character's going to work in the future game. Like I said, we're calling them Juno. I have officially determined it. They probably have a real name, and Riot's going to get upset if I get people calling them Juno, but there you go. There you go. That's the character. I want to start doing other characters like this, like I said earlier, though. Also, this is probably going to be uploaded to YouTube, too. So if you guys did enjoy this sort of thing, be sure to leave the video a thumbs up. If you have the emote in chat, you could throw a thumbs up in chat for me, make me look cool. And also, if you are interested in the discussion or you want to see more of this stuff, be sure to let me know. But I do want to create, like I said, I want to create my own characters, I think. So I think for the next one, so we looked at this girl, right? I think for the next one, we're going to look at this girl. Or this ability. Or these abilities. And then maybe if there's another character. Did they showcase another character? I don't think that they did. I think it's literally just these 2. So maybe after we do her, then we'll start talking about different characters. But the amount of like growth that has been shown, I feel like, at least watching my own content in the last 3-4 weeks from actually planning out a little bit of stuff, like just a little bit. I don't spend a lot of time on notes, but maybe like an hour to an hour and a half before the stream has been really crazy.